You went to Amazon to take an Amazon tax interview. You put in your permanent address. Your permanent address is in Zambia, but then you use your mailing address, which is the agent address that you got from the LLC formation, as your mailing address. So in this case, you have a mismatch. Your permanent address is different from your mailing address, US mailing address. So this always causes an issue. So your question is, you had to validate this by uploading the passport, which makes sense because Amazon requests for that. And then you also upload your certificate of organization. And your question is, was this the correct way to do the tax interview? So here's my question for you. Have you heard from Amazon so far? Okay, so you did hear back, and is everything resolved? Okay, it was approved and everything is resolved. That's great. This is a very important question that a lot of people go through when they do the Amazon tax interview, especially if they want the mailing address to show on all the official documents. They take this pain to do it, which is fine. But it can be very tricky when you're dealing with Amazon and you're not doing things perfectly. Sometimes it can give you a headache. So I look at your situation. When I went to the Amazon account, I tried to do this interview again just to recreate your situation that you created. Now, I went there and I had this when the mailing address is same as the permanent address. So as you can see from here, do you guys see my screen where I'm sharing this Amazon screen? Great, great. So I went there and then I put my permanent address, and then I checked that the permanent address is the same as, the mailing address, right? It's all good. Now, once I did that, no problem, no question asked. Amazon validated it and it says that, applicable withholding rate is 0.0%. Now, this is because I have a store on Amazon. I sell product. I do drop shipping and FBA, both of them, right? So I did recreate this situation where I told the Amazon that, okay, I'm a foreign person with a foreign-owned U.S. single-member LLC. I'm from the United Kingdom. This is my address. And I said the same as the permanent address. And then right on there, no questions asked. The information I provided, and then they said 0.0%. So that's all good. This is the easy way to do it. However, many people may have reasons why they don't want to do this, because maybe they are applying for insurance or something. Somebody is requesting to see something that shows consistency. And so they don't want to use this process. So they go ahead and use this second process here, which is when the mailing address is not the same as the permanent address. So here, I recreated the situation again, right? UK as the permanent address, and then I did my office address as the mailing address. And this is what happened. Okay, so Amazon knows that sometimes foreign persons are confused with these interviews. So therefore, if you are providing different information, they really want to know whether you know what you're doing. Because if you said you're a foreign person, but then you have a US mailing address, maybe this person doesn't know what he's doing. We need to ask more questions to figure out if they are filling the correct forms, whether they really had to have completed W-9 and they did W-8 instead. So there's a lot that goes into their system, and I like the way they do it, because if you say you're from UK and you provide US mailing address, sure, they do have some questions and they have to ask you. So this is what you would see. It would tell you that a mailing address was provided, but you indicated that you're a foreign person. And that triggers this warning signs. There's going to be a withholding of 24% if you do not send in the document requested, right? So when this happens, you get a withholding. They withhold until you fix the issue, right? But generally, foreign persons selling on Amazon who has no offices or nothing in the US should be paying 0% taxes on Amazon. If you're doing Amazon, whether it's dropshipping or FBA, you should be paying 0%, just like the first slide shows here. So let's go through that interview process again. So this is not the only screen you'll be seeing. Here's another one. Once you're done with the interview, it still wants your selling privilege remains suspended until you submit certain information. So when you submit it, they can then approve it. Okay, so let's go on to the next screen you will see when you're doing this the way Mituka did it. Now, they continue to tell you that there are certain things you need to provide. And then on this last page, so because you provided a US address, we're not sure what you're doing. So you'll probably have to certify that you are one of these people. So these are situations where it makes sense to for Amazon, it kind of makes sense to use a US mailing address. If you're a foreign student on an international student visa, you'll be in the US studying. So it is not really strange to have a US address. So you can check that. Or you're a teacher or a trainee who is here on internship. It's also fine. Or you're a diplomat, or you're a spouse of an unmarried child, blah, 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 all of that stuff. But if any of this does not apply to you, then you're going to check this box, none of the above. And then under here, they're going to give you a screen to select a document that you want to upload to prove that you are indeed a foreign person. So let's go to the next page here. First, you're going to explain why you have a US address, but then you claim that you're a foreign person, which is easy to explain. You can explain that you have a US single member LLC. It is disregarded. However, the single member LLC have a virtual address. The address that's provided is not a physical location. It's just a virtual address. And the virtual address is just being used for convenience purposes, just for you to receive mails when you need it. So most people prefer to use the mailing address, a US mailing address, for this process. And so when you scroll down to the box that we showed you, it's going to ask you one of this. So if you have them, you just upload it. Amazon is going to check and then resolve it just like they resolve it for Mituka.